Hello everybody, we are back for another week of Kingdom. It is the third week, and this week we got to see the last 3 performances from ATEEZ, Stray Kids, and SF9, which is so exciting. And if you didn't watch my recap for week 2, where I rank the first 3 performances by iKON, The Boys, and B2B, be sure to go watch that video. I'll put it up in this little thingy up here and in the description. So watch that first and then come back to this video. This week was crazy. Okay, so we finally got to see the rankings at the end of the episode, and it is just the rankings of the self-evaluation and the expert vote. We have those results. So number 1 is ATEEZ, which is, I think, not very surprising, to be honest, because their performance was outstanding. Second is Stray Kids. Third is The Boys. Fourth is B2B. And fifth is iKON. And sixth is SF9. But I think iKON and SF9 technically got like the same point ranking. I'm not sure. So in the self-evaluation, like, ATEEZ got 5 votes, so everybody voted for them except for ATEEZ, which is incredible. Just a little disclaimer on this video. I am an ATEEZ. Try not to be too biased towards them. This week is really hard for that, but also I love all of these groups, and all of the performances were amazing this week. But we have to rank them, and it's fun to rank them. And these are just my opinions, so don't come for me in the comments. And let's get on to it. So first to perform is Stray Kids, and I ranked them the first week for the 100-second performances. I ranked them first because they did a really good job and they were just awesome. And this week, again, they were just awesome. And I think they had to put Hyunjin on like hiatus or something because of like bullying accusations or something. So that really sucks. So now they're down to 7, which is a yikes. So I guess IN took over Hyunjin's parts. And I just really, really loved this performance, okay? It was so thoughtful. Like, they obviously like have that big JYP money and can afford all of these like different rooms for an asylum. But the storyline was really, really clear, which I really appreciated. And it just like made a lot of sense. So like they're in, I'm assuming, an insane asylum or some type of thing like that. And as we start the song, we can see that these guys in black are like kind of puppeteering the Stray Kids boys. And then as we go through, we see like multiple different boys like getting like manipulated or whatever. And then we see Felix with the like little bell thing. And so he rings the bell, and then everything flips. And then the Stray Kids are in charge of the people that were controlling them now. And then with the ribbons, and then they're kind of like a marionette type deal. It was clever, it was clear, and I really, really liked it. And I also really liked the use of 2 different songs like iKON did. I just think that's like a really clever thing. I forget, what's the name of that song? The Mori Up and Da song, where it's like my head hurts, and it's like Side Effects is the name of the song. So like that kind of already has like the crazy like asylum type theme, and then they just combined that with God's Menu with the do 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 do, and I just really, really liked it. Also, their styling was really, really good. Evil and then Live thing, and they wrote like Live on Felix's lips, and then Changbin just looks so good. Like, oh, his makeup just looks so good, and he was so pretty, and I was like, Changbin. Oh, just like the whole time my eyes were on Changbin, to be honest. That's my bias though, so makes sense. But yeah, I really, really love Stray Kids' performance. Thank you, Stray Kids. Next is ATEEZ, and everyone, listen. It was amazing. Like, there's no words to describe it other than amazing. I guess we'll start with the song first, because out of all of the remixes or whatever, this one was my favorite by far. But that's also because I really love pirates, as you can tell. And pirate like songs, like sea shanties. It's really weird. I don't know. So this remix was like, it was my favorite. And also just like this whole pirate theme obviously fits ATEEZ. It's since debut been their concept and also what attracted me to them and why I started singing them pre-debut, because of the Long Journey trailer. So the song was amazing, and also the little EDM moment at the end was also really good for some reason. And then I guess we can go on to the performance. I mean, I expect no less from Hongjoong, from Kim Hongjoong and ATEEZ alone, because it was a movie. It was a movie. And just like from the beginning part, like the first frame is that you don't see anyone from ATEEZ, and it's literally, you know, you're on a ship and there's people like pulling ropes and there's people like moving like boxes and stuff, and then out from the right side of the frame is Hala ATEEZ, a member of Hala ATEEZ, which is just, if you're an ATEEZ, like, you know exactly who that is. Like, it's just so perfect. Then they walk through, and as we follow them through the curtain underneath the ship wheel, we see them walk through to a desk, and as soon as he walks out of frame, we see Captain Hongjoong sitting at a desk with his hourglass, which is something also ATEEZ will recognize. And he flips it over and he like starts the performance. And this is just one that I have to keep watching over and over and over again. And I just love this performance because of its fluidity. Like, so they do their first part of it, like Hongjoong's first like rap first, and he has the prop gun, points it the other way, and then it moves to Songhwa. Songhwa does his thing and his backup dancers are with him, and then he moves, and then Yoonho comes in with his sword, and then his people come in with the rope. And then after he cuts the rope, we transition, we move, and these like board boxes come up, and then it's Wooyoung with Songhwa behind him, and then Wooyoung has his telescope, and then he kind of like turns, and then Songhwa's part, and then the boards go down. It's just like the fluidity of everything, it was just perfect. And like they were throwing stuff, and I was like worried that somebody was gonna drop something, but no. I think it was mostly Yoonho that was catching stuff, and just like the way he would just catch something, like whatever, like he practiced it a million times, and he was like, I got, like, just the confidence that he exuded throughout that whole thing was just great. And it just like made the performance, like all of them really, like all of them exuded absolute confidence in this whole performance. I was just so proud of them, to be honest. The only part that I thought was kind of weird was when they had the contortionist come in, and Wooyoung kind of like runs into frame. Like it kind of feels like it wasn't on purpose, but maybe it was, because of just how timing worked out. But then just the transition from that into the other side of the ship where the big octopus tentacle was also amazing. Also, how did they afford the octopus tentacle is my question. Like, I don't know. Like, they already had that as a concert prop and then just pulled it out of the basement. When they picked up Yosang and he like spun around and like kicked all the bad guys, I was like, okay. Oh, it was so good. And the outfits. The fits were so good. Like Songhwa's like little coat thing, and then Hongjoong's like huge furry coat. The only problem is that next week they're gonna have to do better. And next is SF9, and I actually really, really liked this performance. I liked the storyline. I like kind of I feel like I understood it, but I don't know if it's right. The mirror on the wall thing at the beginning, which the camera angles on that was really, really cool. Like going from his like hand down to like, and then out, and then it's at the mirror. I thought was really cool. I feel like the whole story is they want to be the best, like they want to be the most prettiest in the world, and that's why they're jealous, and that kind of like goes into the song title. And so they're just like killing everyone in order to be the most prettiest person in the world, which okay, it's not something new, but I was like, okay, I can vibe with this. And like just the mirrors everywhere, I really, really liked. I thought it was really interesting that they had so much interaction with the backup dancers, and also like it just shows how tall SF9 is. Like as a total group, like the girl was like here on him. I really, really liked the thing where they danced in front of the mirrors, and then it went dark, and then you could see through the mirrors, and then you saw, I think it's like Chani, with just one female backup dancer. I don't really get what the wrist smelling is. I think there's some kind of like perfume thing that they are chasing after or something, and that kind of represents beauty or something. I don't know. So like it's an attempt at a storyline. I'd rank it on par kind of like with B2B, where it's like there's something happening here, but I'm not totally sure. It's not like completely conveyed through the performance. And overall, like the song was like, it was okay. If you don't know, I don't really like SF9's music. That's just my opinion. I do like this song, and I like 2 other ones. But this is a song like that I know and like from SF9 and like actually listen to. The overall like remix was kind of like, it was just kind of like everybody else. Like the boys kind of did a similar thing where it's just like kind of classical. ATEEZ also did like kind of a classical moment, but it was way more piratey. This is medieval like England. I don't know. It's okay. I really liked the part where I don't know what the guy's name is, but all the backup dancers are kind of like in a line and he's just like killing them. Like that was really cool. So overall, a lot of like good effect. There wasn't a lot of props. It was mostly just mirrors. There was an attempt at a storyline. So out of the performances today, it was like the most okayest one, but I feel like SF9 today had like no chance against ATEEZ and Stray Kids. Like they just stood no chance with the amount of props that Stray Kids and ATEEZ had. Alright, so now that we've talked about all of the groups, including last week's groups, I'm going to rank them all. This is really hard because I honestly, like, there's no bad performances on Kingdom. It just doesn't happen, and that is what makes it so hard to rank them, but also what makes for a good TV show. Don't yell at me if I rank your faves last. I really can't believe I'm saying this, but to be honest, I'm ranking the boys last. I'm ranking them last, and I just want to explain why. The theme that they've established for Kingdom is Game of Thrones. Alright, I watched Game of Thrones. I like Game of Thrones. It's just when the Game of Thrones comes out in the performance, it's just kind of like we're Game of Thrones. Like they have like the White Walkers and stuff and like elements from Game of Thrones, but there's no like plot happening. I'm not seeing like a plot happening. Whereas like SF9, like you could see like, okay, they're killing everyone to get this thing. There's a goal. The boys' Game of Thrones theme is just like, here we are. And like, yes, they had the girl like trying to break them out, but like, I don't know, like, why were they locked up? Did they break out? I'm not even really sure if they did. Not to discount, like, they had amazing stunts. They had amazing dancing. The song, I wasn't really a fan of. So really, it was just like the dancing and the stunts, and like they had good props. I don't know what it is. I'm just like not impressed by the boys this time around. 5th place is B2B. And I know, I ranked them, second? But to be honest, like, it was really hard. Like, 5th and 4th are, like, really close for me. So, I mean, I'm sure they'll be higher next week, to be honest. If they just keep improving, I'm sure that they're going to be higher. But for B2B, it was definitely a lot better than the first week. The storyline wasn't really clear. Somebody commented on my last video and was saying, like the song's missing you. And they kind of go, like, they start in winter with the the trees bare, and then the fighting scene is, like, fall with all the leaves on the ground, and then the final scene is, like, spring, so, like, cherry blossoms, so it's spring, and, like, okay, yeah, that's cute, that's cool, but, like, did they ever find them? Like, are they still missing them after a year? Or, like, did they find them? Or, like, what happened? I loved their vocals were amazing. The song wasn't changed too much from the original. They did a lot more than just stand on microphones, and I commend them for that. But some people are overachievers and just did a lot better, so. Next is 4th, which I'm ranking SF9 as 4th. I'd say that their performance is very on par with B2B. Their vocals don't touch B2B, to be honest, but like as far as like the dance and the songs, I feel very similar with both of them. It's just I feel like SF9's like storyline was a lot clearer and like it had more substance to it. I think it wasn't like a whole ass plot like ATEEZ, but it was enough of a storyline to where I understood what was happening. And so I feel like B2B and SF9 were like pretty close in my opinion. So, but yeah, it was good. It was good. Next is 3rd, and I am ranking iKON 3rd. I just loved iKON's performance. Like, I loved how they redid their song, and they're the only one who went like light and happy. Everyone else kind of like went serious and like intense, and I just really appreciated that difference. And then like the second half of the performance was like kind of EDM-y. And their storyline was clearer than SF9's. There was like a definite plot happening, and their stunts were really cool, and I liked the part where he like threw the lighter and stuff. And it was good. It was good. I really, really liked it. And I just feel like it's something that, at least the first half, is like something you wouldn't expect from iKON, which I really appreciated that they went in like a completely different direction. And second is Stray Kids. Stray Kids was really, really good. Like, there was a clear, I knew what was happening. And I really, really liked the puppeteering. Like, that was super cool. And the boys looked so good. And the song was really, really good. It was almost like you didn't notice the inner mixing of the two songs. It was almost like it was just one song from the beginning. There's a definite, like, well, here's what's going on. But first, I have to rank ATEEZ. Like, it was just mind-blowing. Like, the fluidity of the whole thing, like, it was just like a movie. There was no like weird transitions. It was all just like shoo, shoo, shoo. Like they were taking us through this like topsy-turvy whirly thing, and I was just in shock the whole time. And they just pulled out all the stops, and I'm just so impressed by them this week, and I'm only looking forward to more performances. Do I think ATEEZ will rank first next week after the global voting? No, I don't. I don't think that enough other fandoms are voting for ATEEZ. That is like kind of the vibe I'm getting on Twitter. I just don't think that they're gonna rank first next week, just like based on fan votes alone. They might be like third. I only hope that they can go up from here, to be honest. Alright guys, so that is my ranking for the third week of Kingdom. We have all 6 performances. We're just waiting on next week to see the final rankings for these performances, and we're going to see some more performances, and it's just going to be insane. So make sure you subscribe and hit that bell so you know when I next upload to talk about Kingdom with me, because I love talking about it with you guys, and I love talking about our opinions. Be sure to comment down below and let me know what you thought about this week. What was your ranking? What do you think about my ranking? And yeah, I think that's everything. See you guys next week. Bye!